Welcome to video 3 on how to increase the productivity of your stream by using AutoHotkey and AutoHotkey Studio. If you've been watching the other videos, then you've installed AutoHotkey and AutoHotkey Studio, and you're ready to get started with AutoHotkey Studio in order to increase the productivity of your stream. So in doing so, let's get started with making your first script. In doing that, let's go to Documents, and we will create a folder for your first script. In mine, I've created a new folder, and it's a test script. I will delete it and create a new one. You create a new script by right-clicking, selecting New, and you should have an icon that says AutoHotkey script, and you just create a new AutoHotkey script, and in this case we're going to call it Test. After doing this, you're going to go to your AutoHotkey Studio folder. If you remember where you opened that up at, in mine it was in my drive P. You're going to be opening up the AutoHotkey Studio, not the icon. And you're going to go and open up the actual file that we created, marked test. Now that the test file is open, we will be ready to edit this script. We're going to drop down a few lines, and we're going to open with a colon, some equal signs, and we will type in the first part of our control, which will be to control the actual AutoHotkey script itself. Now, anytime that you start a command with a colon, then that is a comment line, and the script does not see that as a command. So this is just for our notes. It's not for the actual script. The next part will be the actual command. We're going to use an exclamation point and a caret, and we're going to type in a capital N-U-M, and we will use the numpad 0. So the exclamation point is the command key, and the caret is the alt key. So this is telling the AutoHotkey script that when you press the Control-Alt numpad 0, that you want it to do, and this is the command you want it to do, which is suspend. And you want it to toggle. Then we're going to copy this line right here and paste it right here. Put another space. We're going to paste another line. This is the command line script. Instead of that, we're going to put it as this command's This controls the stopping of programs. Try to keep it neat. We'll cut off some of the exclamation points. And this is going to be the same situation. Exclamation point, current, numpad. This time it's going to be 1. With 2 dots. And an enter sign. Put a couple spaces, and then we're going to type in return. Enter a couple more spaces. Actually, what we probably could do is indent this whole area. Here we go. And this will be, in this area, we will type in process. Close. And now we need to type in the name. And to find the name of a program, we need to go back to that folder we was in. And we're going to use, well actually we shouldn't. We should be able to get it from this right here. Let's go down and find us a process to close. Let's see here. Let's close. Here we go. This one right here, we can close this process. If you right click on it, go to properties. And if you see this right here, this is WT-Fast, and it's an EXE program. So you're going to copy that, WT-Fast, copy. And you're going to type it in. The caps and everything has to be the same. So you're going to type it in that way, WT-Fast.exe. And then you're going to put a sleep timer behind that. And you want the sleep timer to be a minimum of 500, which is half a second. Depends on how long it takes to close down an application. You know how applications you have closed down. Some applications take a long time to close down. Some of them are short. If it happens to be a long time application to close down, you want to increase the delay. If it's a short, quick close application, you want to leave it short. But this is pretty much the same process. So if you have 40 applications to close down, you can copy and then drop it down. I usually put a space between them just for easy, seeing things, and paste it down again. And you can continue to do the exact same thing just by changing the name. You can increase that and put down a different application. Let's look. Here we go, Steam. We can right click, go down to properties, and this is a Steam EXE. Copy. Paste. And you have a couple of Steam EXEs, but you get the idea. Let's see what else. Is there anything else we can close on here? See here, we can close down perhaps Adobe. Let's try that. Well, we shouldn't close Adobe because I'm actually using Adobe right now, but anything here that you would like to see, a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just click on CPU and close down anything that I don't need is using high levels of CPU. And then I'll do the exact same thing with memory. Chrome is always a big one. And I'll go down through and close down anything that we're not using with high levels of memory. Here's one, Discord. We can right click on it. Okay, now you see this isn't showing up in properties, so this time you'll have to open it up and select usually the most topmost one. And it's simple, it's discord.exe. So we'll just copy and we will go process, close, discord.exe, complete. And this one usually takes a little bit of time to close, so I'll put 2 seconds down. And that should pretty much take care of that. We'll just use those as some examples of things that you can close down. But you can actually put anything in here that's running to close down. You can put anything in there. Then you need to place anything in here that you wish to start up. So in startup programs, it can literally be anything. OBS would be one of them. Obviously, I can't start OBS right now because I'm running it. But one that comes to mind, but something that you might be able to run is anything in your programs folder. So you can go over here and find your program. Let's say League of Legends, right click on it, go over to more, and let's take a look at open file location. And we have 2 of them. Let's select the top one. And let's see, this is what you want right here. Right click on this and we'll hit copy. And hopefully this is the right one. RUN. And you hit enter. And now it says to put in your target or the working directory. So we'll put a comma. And we'll just paste that in there. And you notice it has a quotation mark around each end. So you want to make sure that it does have quotes around it. In our case, it already does. And it ends in the EXE. And then you'll put a delay, so sleep. And again, you want to adjust your sleep according to how long it normally takes that program to load. League of Legends, it takes it a minute for the client to load, so I'd put like a 2,000 count. And then list your next one. If you run, for instance, one of the things you might run would be Chrome. So you would go to here, Chrome browser, and you would go to more, file location, properties, and you'd copy that right there. You type in the same thing. And again, it has quotation marks around it. And now I'm not going to use this right now. I'm putting it in here because I normally do run it. But I'm going to quote that out by putting a colon on each one. And but Chrome, by running that Chrome application, then that would allow you to get to your browser so you can set up your title of your Twitch or your YouTube or anything else, and you can even go one step further and enter the actual web page that you want to load in. So you could load into directly to your link, so you don't even have to click to your actual link. It'll load directly to the link, and this can just continue. And copy this and paste it down here. So we have, as a recap, number pad 0 will toggle the script on and off. So if you want to use these buttons, number pad 1 and number pad 0 for other things, you can. Number pad 1 will run this script one time, and in that script it will close any programs that you have listed in this area, which is your close programs area, and then it'll start any programs listed in this area, which is your start programs area. Next, we're going into your questionable programs area. Actually, let me back this up here for a second. That's all we should need for there. So let me get this return line up, because that's all we actually want ran. So this will be your streaming commands area. So what are your streaming commands area? Well, if you want to have a counter, so every time that you press your Alt button, it'll automatically post it to your stream. So you can say, well, that game I pressed the Alt button, 100 times, or I clicked the mouse 5,000 times during that game, or whatever. That can go into there. You could set up just a straight counter or whatever you want to do and have it outputted straight to your stream. That would be that area. Next will be considered your game area. In the gaming area, what you will have is simple scripts like you press a button and it can say something like, automatically types in the all chat, good game everybody, or it can post a link to your actual stream or anything like that. So this would be considered your gaming area. last but not least, there is any personal scripts of yours. So, any personal scripts of yours. Oh, let me fix that real quick. There we go. Any personal scripts of yours will be any scripts that you want to use for actual in-game purposes or whatever you choose. And you're more than welcome to put them in there and use them however you want. But they'll always go last because they're a breaking process. You want to use all this first. But if you do want to put any personal scripts of yours, you're more than welcome to. There's a place for them. All this can actually be downloaded at my Bitbucket. If you go to my link in my next video, you'll be able to see exactly the Bitbucket and where to download it at. And if you look at my next video, I'll be debugging this script. We'll give it a try and see exactly how it works and what does work, what doesn't work, and you'll have an idea of how to fix your script. This is a trial script, so I'm sure we'll have problems with it, but you'll be more than welcome to join in and see what we need to fix on it. And but this should be a pretty good start. It looks like I have things right. I see a lot of nice colors on there, but more likely than not, I'm missing a comma or something somewhere. So before we run it, we'll save this video, move on to the next one, and then we'll go through debug it, and we can run some processes on how to find ways of working your programs and how to get the script to work the way you want, and setting it up your way, and then we'll try to work through some question and answers. So thank you for following along this far with the videos if you've been keeping up so far, and we'll see you in the next one.